Hello everybody, this is Sty, anti-natalist, and we have a discussion today. This is Alex, and we are in Garden of the Gods, Pikes Peak, Colorado.
So before we start, you can just pan out and show this incredible view behind us. This is a really cool place called Garden of the Gods. It's really breathtaking, and there's all these like red rock mountains that are a really beautiful sight. So as you know, breeders are very annoying, and you have to deal with a lot of annoying children, and overpopulation is a big issue that's going to really hit people in the face. But the topic I want to talk about today is it seems that having children is accepted because people see it as a personal choice, and it couldn't be further from the truth. You can't call something a personal choice when it involves a victim, a unwilling participant, and giving birth is non-consensual. The child does not consent to being born, and they don't consent to all the infinite harms that can befall them. So this idea that having a child is just a personal choice that we should have to accept is very irritating and very flawed. People really need to get past that idea that having children is a personal choice. It involves too much suffering that's put on an innocent being non-consensually, and it is not a personal choice by any standards. It's similar to saying, killing is a personal choice, rape is a personal choice, because there's an individual that is harmed, that is non-consensually brought into this world, that has to face all sorts of harms and terrors and pains that they never consented to. So the sooner the world realizes that having children is not a personal choice, but rather it's an infliction of harm and suffering, the better humanity will be. But I think people are very far from realizing this, and people are extremely selfish, extremely irresponsible. They really just care about their own pleasures.
Exactly, and I've noticed this on a lot of Facebook groups, child-free Facebook groups actually, that people will defend having children by saying, well, it's their personal choice, it's not your business. And if you're going to go harm somebody, then it is my business. And that means, like, if somebody was going to take a hammer to somebody and hit them over the head, or if they were going to harm animals or shoot deer, hunt deer, some people call that a personal choice. Well, that's infliction of harm, and so I've made it my business to stop the infliction of harm by promoting anti-natalism. And so I know that there's a lot of child-free people that aren't anti-natalists, and child-free people are often split on that road, and they will defend natalism at some point. And I'm trying to cross over the anti-natalist with the child-free population, because anti-natalism is the most important thing to promote. It's the most important outreach. And a couple more things I want to bring up. I was watching TV the other day, and somebody had sprayed graffiti, vulgar, probably sexist words, I'm sure, because that's the most abused language is female slurs. But somebody had painted somewhere in my city graffiti. Look at it. And so this woman, was interviewed by the news team, and she said, there are children here. This graffiti should not be here because the children are able to read this vulgarity. And I'm thinking, wow, that's the least of, any child's harms, seeing graffiti of vulgarity. They're going to hear that at school in first grade or even kindergarten. So it's very important not there's so much noise around. I'm sorry. There's so many kids and people are stopping me to talk. I mean, it's really rude. They don't even understand I'm taping. People are just so fucking rude. And no, I'm filming. No. See, she didn't even get it. So It's amazing. We're obviously videotaping, and people are trying to stop and talk, pet my dog, and lure my dog away from me and ruin my video. So people are very selfish, and they're only looking out for themselves. They want to pet the dog. They want to. Meanwhile, they're interrupting a video that I'm prepared to, you know. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, people are so annoying, and they only see their own perspective. They don't consider you, especially when you have a dog. But yes, back to the graffiti. Children are placed into harm, and seeing graffiti is the least of their worries. I mean, that kid could run out, you know, on his tricycle, and, you know, be hit by, you know, a truck.
Exactly, and it takes a lot of nerve to, you know, just judge somebody so harshly for, you know, or not just judge, but to be so offended about graffiti when you're the one that's bringing somebody into this world and exposing them to death, decay, murder. It's analogous to, like, you know, a serial rapist getting offended because somebody stole from a convenience store. I mean, the harm that they do is so much greater than what they're getting, you know, upset and offended about. And
please, we're videotaping. Here's another breeder trying to interrupt us. Boy, this is really annoying. I'm sorry, but, you know, it's Labor Day weekend, and there's just too many people, and we're fighting traffic, and, you know, fighting so many people that choose to breed. But okay, there's one more thing I want to say. So I found out the other day from a friend who had to go through a procedure at just a nearby, you know, a hospital or clinic. And the procedure I didn't think was even serious, and it really isn't serious. Look up. So the doctor who prescribed the procedure wanted them to get psychological counseling, okay, for this procedure. And I have heard in the past that certain medications require you to get a psychological evaluation or something, and it's kind of really unusual because there's no counseling involved or a prescription needed to have children, and having children is placing them into great harm, and you're doing the most harm by having children, not by spraying graffiti, not even by hurting or killing a child. You're doing the most harm by reproduction. So, you know, I'm even more committed to human extinction, and you know, every day it just you know, increases my desire to promote human extinction and antinatalism because of what I see. Parents are making poor choices all the time. People are making very poor choices by having children because that child will age, suffer, and die. And most parents just do not have any concern. They don't forecast the damage that they're doing to their child when they place them into existence. Right? Right? They don't forecast.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, a parent will say, oh, but we have money. Like, you know, my mom left us money for raising the child, or we have 2 houses, or, you know, we have a good savings account, and we have a job. We have a really good job. And that's not enough, folks. You're never going to be prepared for the pitfalls that are going to happen to your child. So it's just ignorance and
hubris as well, just thinking that you have the ability to guarantee a good life when that is not in your control, because any sort of harm can befall a person that no amount of money, no amount of good health can save. You can prevent so many things.
Yep. So that pretty much wraps up my video. And I mean, it's unfortunate that so many people stopped us and just really just intruded. And it's very obvious that we're talking to a phone. It's very obvious that we're filming, right? So, yeah, you know, poor choices, and nothing in the world is worse than reproduction, because that's the biggest harm. You know, not bullying in kindergarten, not seeing graffiti spray painted on walls, and not falling off your bike and being injured. But it's reproduction that is the most selfish and causes the most harm.
Yeah, that's good. That's all we wanted to say. And if you're ever in Colorado, I really recommend you come here. This is a really beautiful natural nature spot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pan around one more time. And there's the moon over there. You see the little sliver of a moon? Again, it was Pikes Peak, or Garden of the Gods.